back to another episode of Damn Fine Meats. This week, in celebration of Chris Farley's foray into action comedy, Beverly Hills Ninja, we're going to make the Rodeo Drive Burger. Long-running joke throughout most of comedic history is the fact that no one pronounces rodeo right, so we're going to go with that. Rodeo Drive Burger. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we're going to take our pan, we're going to heat it to just about medium heat, and let that start preheating. A lot of the problem with people making burgers and not getting a burger that comes out correctly or ends up breaking is the fact you're going into a cold pan with cold meat, and you don't want to do that, so always preheat. We're going to start with a half pound of meat here. You can do whatever type of meat you want. This is a pork and beef mix. I just like it. It tends to produce a juicier type meat. So what we're going to do is we got a tablespoon of onion powder. We're going to go in with that. We're going to go in with about a pinch of nutmeg, and that's just to make everything else kind of pop. Coarse ground sea salt. This is 1 tablespoon. We're only going to use about half of it. The rest of it we're going to put on top. We'll get to that when we get to that. Black pepper, fresh ground. About a teaspoon of that. And a little bit of red pepper flakes. Just going to make a little pop of heat. And we're just going to mix that thoroughly with our hands and kind of get those good and incorporated. You want it to be soft, malleable, but you want to make sure that all of your ingredients are mixed in. You don't want to have any streaks running through, because that produces an unsatisfying bite when you don't get all the flavors. So that's mixed together pretty thoroughly. We're going to go in with the barbecue sauce, the rodeo part of the Rodeo Drive Burger, and we're starting here with about 2 ounces. Some of it's going to get stuck to whatever you're using, so honestly, it's probably about 1 ounce that ends up going in. You don't want to overpower it, and the ketchup and sugars that they add to most barbecue sauces tend to burn really easily, so you don't want to put too much in and end up just burning the outside of your burger without getting the inside cooked. Alright, so you're going to get a darker colored bowl here, and honestly, Chris Farley, big personality, big dude, we're just going to make a half-pound burger here. Just 1 burger, half-pound. If you want to go smaller, you can go smaller. Typically, 1/3 of a pound, 1/4 pound seems pretty standard. Will fit on a bun real nice. So, we're just waiting for this pan to heat up. For the most part, you'll be able to tell when it heats up. You'll feel some ambient heat along the side if you're using cast iron like I am. When it gets hot enough to where you really can't touch this top up here for more than a second or so, your pan's good and hot enough. You're going to want to add a little bit of oil of your choice. Do now, so we're going to add our oil straight to the pan. You don't need a whole lot, you just need enough to pretty much coat the bottom. And I don't know if you could see this, but when it hits it, it's going to get real watery viscosity. That's because the pan is hot and it's dispersing out the fats within it. So we're just going to let that oil heat up for a second. You'll know that you're ready because you'll start to see some bubbles forming along the top of the oil just before it's smoke point. So when that heats up, then we're good to go. We're going to drop this burger in, and we'll start getting assemblage ready. So you can see it's starting to smoke a little bit right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of form out this patty. Like I said, since we're going about half pound, what we're going to do is pretty much the same thing we did with the crab cake video, which you can still watch on our channel. And we're just going to form a patty. Just like with that video, when making the burger patty itself, you're going to want to press along the edges because you don't want to have any flat bits up along the side or else that's going to cook unevenly. We're just going to drop this in. You can just go ahead and let that keep going. For what we're doing here, we're looking for about a medium rare to medium, somewhere in there. So you're just going to want to cook this for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If you take your spatula and it's still sticking to the bottom, that means you're trying to turn it too early, and you just need to let it set. Alright guys, so it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. You can see the pan is starting to smoke up a little bit. This burger's unhooked itself from the pan, so we're just going to flip this. as you can see, it's a little dark on top. Sat there a little bit longer than necessary. That just means we can cut that heat down a little bit because cast iron pans are an excellent conductor of heat. But what we're going to do is we're just going to let that sit. We're going to leave this for about another 2 minutes on this side, and we'll come back. Alright guys, so we're back here. It's been about 2 minutes. This burger's been cooking on this opposite side. You see it comes out unstuck from the bottom. So we're just going to go ahead and start assembling our burger. We're going to take burger patty. Got a nice crust on top here. We're just going to throw that on the bun. You can put whatever you want on the bun. There's going to be a few things here. We're just going to take this cheese. We're going to use ambient heat, so go ahead and let that melt. I'm using a sharp cheddar. If you don't like sharp cheddar, you can do whatever you want. But I think this goes more in line with the aesthetic of the burger. Like I said, there's a bunch of other great cheeses, whatever's local to your area. Go double onion ring. What we have here is cowboy candy. It is pickled jalapeños. We're going to put these right here in the onion ring holes. Gives you a perfect holder. You don't have to worry about them falling off your burger anywhere, except for apparently when you're assembling them, where they just decide not to stay on the fork. You could do as many or as little as you want. Personally, though, I like to kick a heat, which is also why we got that crushed red pepper going in there. And throw the rest of those back on there, because food. Alright, so that's going to be about it. You can always add more barbecue sauce if you like barbecue sauce. But there you go. There's the finished product. That's the Rodeo Drive Burger. Chris Farley, we miss you, buddy. Have a burger. Have a damn fine burger.